Hey friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Doug Beck. I want to welcome all of the new subscribers. It's really great to see you. What I'd like to do with this channel is give you tips and tricks on mixing and production, but not just that, but also advice on navigating the crazy world of being a creative artist or producer or something. And I think that's one thing that maybe AI can't do for you right now. This series is called Stream of Consciousness with Doug Beck. I've had all these thoughts and observations as a guy that's been in the music business for 40 years. And I'd like to share them because maybe some of them will resonate with you and maybe perhaps help you on your journey. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is, can sound a little controversial, but I think being a little bit naive is the best thing that could happen to you. Because if you don't know something's impossible, it's of course possible, right? And the killer of happiness and the killer of motivation is comparing yourself to other people that are in a different stage of their journey than you. So my feeling is being a little naive is positive, and allow me to explain. Years ago, I moved to New York City. Now, to be fair, this is 90s. And I moved there with about $1,200 and a couple of keyboards. Now, I'm not trying to sound like I lived in the subway or, had to pick from garbage cans. I had relatives in New Jersey that I could stay with, that I did stay with for a short amount of time before I moved actually into the city. But at that time, I had no idea that you needed to have a credit card, a checking account, all of these things to get an apartment. And this is in the early 90s. So I get to New York. It's a very different place than Cleveland, Ohio, where if you could just show up with the rent, they'll rent you an apartment. In New York, it's not like that. I had no idea. So no one wanted to rent me an apartment. And I had to go and see this woman, Adriana, this sweet woman, and I'll never forget her. And I went to rent an apartment on 42nd Street and 9th Avenue. And she was like, "You don't exist. You have no credit. Like, you don't have a checking account. You don't have a credit card. The only thing I can find on you is a gas bill from Cleveland, Ohio." So I told her, "Listen, if you take a chance on me and if you rent me this apartment, I promise you I will be here every first of the month with the money in cash." And she looked at me and she gave me a shot. And you know what? I didn't let her down. But so this gets back to my point. Had I known that, had I known how hard it was just to get an apartment in New York City, I may not have left Cleveland. And that's really the whole point of this entire video is the less you know, the more you don't know, which I know that sounds stupid. But if you don't know how hard it is to become a recording artist or a star or a producer, you're much more likely to do it because you're just going to go with it. So I will say that my advantage at the time was there was no social media. There wasn't even really cell phones. If you had a cell phone, you were a Wall Street guy with one of those giant things, So there was a lot less in the world coming at you. Now, social media is everybody's highlight reel. So if you're a young producer or a young artist, you're being bombarded all day with everybody's highlight reel. So my advice to you is ignore it. Don't watch those videos. Stay in your own head because, again, you start to see all these people doing different things. It will definitely kill your motivation. So, yes, I had the advantage of not being around social media, so it was easier for me. I moved to New York to better my career, and I didn't have the knowledge or the common sense to dissuade me. And I think that's a big thing. I really do. I think it's a huge thing. And I think that nowadays artists and musicians and everything, they have to really make a concerted effort to avoid the bullshit, to avoid the noise, and to focus on what you are doing. Because if you compare yourself to others, it's going to kill you. And boy, this is a good one. I came from the Cleveland music scene in the late 80s. So that Cleveland music scene spawned people like Trent Reznor and 9 Inch Nails, Andy Kubishevsky, Stabbing Westward, Sean Bevan, producer extraordinaire. So I'm in this club with these guys, right? We're all playing the same circuit. We all know each other. We all hang out. I watched every one of them become huge stars while I was still working at a music store. Now, even without social media, that crushed me. It made me feel like a loser, and I was comparing myself to them. But a chance meeting with somebody changed all that when he said to me, just relax, don't compare yourself to other people. And I did that. And within 6 months, I was remixing some of the biggest artists in the world. So I let go of all that angst. I let go of all that comparison. And I just said, it's okay. And at that point, things started to happen for me. So that further illustrates my point that just keep the noise away. Keep the noise out of your way. Focus on what you're doing, and you will be successful. Do not compare yourself to other people. Do not compare yourself to your friend who has a record deal. Do not compare yourself to your friend who has 1 million views on whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. Focus on yourself. It's the best advice I can give you. If you just try to eliminate the noise, and man, it's so much harder now. We all know. It's coming at you in 1,000 different directions. And to some degree, you need to use social media to further yourself. But I'm telling you, you can do it. You can keep yourself focused, avoid all the other noise, and I promise you, you're going to be better off for it. So to wrap up this video, really the point is just don't consume too much of your competitors' information. Focus on yourself, and being a little unaware of what's happening around you is a good thing, because if you know too much, it may scare you away from your goal. If you know, I need this, this, and this to do this, or this person had to do this, this, and this, it's going to scare you away. Your best asset is to stay removed from social media, stay removed from people who you consider competitors, and just focus on your art, your creativity, and what you're doing. And I promise you, if you do that, you'll have success. It's really great to see all the new subscribers to my channel. I really would like to build a community. Please comment. Tell me what you think about this video. Tell me what you think about what I said. Tell me if I'm full of shit, or tell me if I have a point. I'd like to hear from you. And I really appreciate all of you. I really appreciate you watching this video, and I look forward to hearing more from you. So this has been Food for Thought with Doug Beck. I'm going to trigger this thing now. Thanks, everybody.